Hi and welcome. My name is Hussey and I will be going through some new features in IronSpeed 5.2.1. Sit back, relax, and let's go. The first thing that we want to do when we open up IronSpeed, we'll come to this window here, and we will want to create a new application. There's two ways of doing that. You can go to File, New, Application, or we can go to the drop down here on the New button and select Application. The application wizard comes up. If you're familiar with IronSpeed, there's been a change in the way that the applications are built, and it's kind of a different process. So let's continue on. We'll go to the next button. And the first thing that we need to do is we need to pick out the page style. The page style that are built into IronSpeed are numerous, as you can see. And since these page styles are based off of a CSS style sheet, you can manipulate and change these to however you want them to look and feel. Let's choose vanilla for now. Say next. Now the next thing that we need to do is pick our database. In this case, we're just going to pick the sample database that come with IronSpeed. Over on the left, you can see that we have multiple choices, whether we have a Microsoft Access database, Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle. We can choose any of these databases to connect to, and IronSpeed will generate an application from. So we'll leave this by default and we'll test our connection. Our connection's good, so we'll go to next. Now in here you can see that it's going to create 9 different types of pages, and you can work in and out of these different pages. There are some new ones from previous versions of IronSpeed, like Search and Edit Record, Select and Edit Record, Web Report. So if you want pretty much a view only where there's no add, edit, delete, anything like that, you just want to present information, that's a good page to use. So let's take the defaults of edit table, edit record, add record, show record, and show table. And we'll go ahead and leave the web report, search and edit record, select and edit record. Over on the right hand side, we can see the Southwind database. It's showing us the tables that are available for us to use in our application. Also, it shows us our views, if there's any views, and any queries that we may have. So let's go ahead and just take the tables and say next. Next step is to choose our language. In this case, it'll be English by default. We'll say next. Application name. This is the name and namespace that we're going to use for our application. So let's use demo. As you can see, IronSpeed's smart enough that when you put the application name in here, down below in the application namespace is auto pre-populated. Also the virtual directory name that it creates will be auto-populated. Here you can choose your application folder. By default, we're just going to leave it where it's at. Languages, you have a choice between C# language generated application or Visual Basic .NET application language. .NET Framework currently is 2.0.3.0 for Visual Studio 2005 and 3.5 for Visual Studio 2008. You also have a choice between stored procedures or inline, and that's I prefer stored procedures. They run much faster than inline, so we'll leave it at default. At any time, if you want more information, just click on or hover over the info cloud, and you can get an idea of what it's asking for in your information. Let's go next. Right now, IronSpeed is figuring out all the pages that are going to be created, and it'll show you a summary of what it's going to create. As you can see, it's going to create 71 pages, and inside of if you hit the plus, you'll see the pages based off of our choices that we made earlier of what on each table the pages are going to be. So let's choose Finish. And now IronSpeed is generating the application. Another nice feature is that it's kind of telling you what's going on behind the scenes after you've clicked the Finish button. You know, what HTML pages are created, what ASPX and ASCX pages, C# files, and stored procedures. So our pages are generated. There's really no stored procedures in Microsoft Access, so we don't need to do that. Now it's generating the C# code. Creating the .NET pages. And there we have our application. Right now it's showing that the green arrow is the start page. So when the application loads, this is the page that will load first. And we're looking at the show category table page. As you can see, there's a number of functionality buttons that we can permission later on in later demos. Right now we can see the add icon, the edit icon, the copy to, so that'll copy a record and make a few changes from the copied record and save. It helps for inputting data and making things much faster and updating information. We can delete, we can take the web page that we're viewing from our results and we can create a PDF file, a Word document, we can export to Excel, export to CSV. A new feature in 5.2 is an upload, to where you can take a CSV file, make some changes to it, and upload the file back into the database. We have a refresh button, and then we have a filter button, and the filter button is to clear all the search and drop down filtering criteria out, so that you don't have to go back through. If you have 4 or 5 or 6 filter criteria, you don't have to go through each one of them. You just click on the filter to clear it out. So the next step after our speed has built an application is to run it and build it. So let's do that now. Up on the Run button here, we'll click Run. And as you can see, there we are. We have our navigation. As you can see, there's some added fly out menus that are automatically built, and these are configured and managed through the menu, to where you can permission what people can see here, or you can remove what you don't want in your drop downs. We can show a record. We can add a record. As you can see, IronSpeed has built all the drop-down lists that it knew about. It's very fast, very powerful. Let's go back to show categories for a moment. Let's say that this was the list that we wanted. Right now we can see there's 8 items, but there's, by default, it would show us 10 if there were 10, but there's only 8. And we wanted to export that out to Excel. As you can see, it's already built the Excel file. And it's now importing into Excel. Very fast, very slick, very smooth. That concludes the demo that I'm presenting today. In future demos, we will explore many of the features of IronSpeed more thoroughly and in more detail. Thank you for listening, and have a good day.